Evening. It's lovely to see lots of chairs filled like this. Welcome to every single one of you. I'm really pleased that you could make it into church this evening, and welcome to everybody watching online as well. Thank you for joining us tonight. Two absolutely wonderful mediums, two mediums that we can all call our dear friends. So I welcome Simon Coote this evening. Thank you, Simon. And also the lovely Stacie Frost is online for us tonight. So what a night we have here at Fundersley. Two amazing mediums. Okay, so we will do as we always do. We will go into the opening prayer. So this just sets the intention for the evening. So as I hand over to Simon to open the service in prayer, just to remind you to all say the Lord's Prayer together when he's finished. Yeah.
So we just bow our heads, friends. O gracious and ever-loving Father, we ask a blessing on this sanctuary. I ask that my guides and inspirers draw close this evening to try and give evidence of life after life. I leave this service in your care and keeping. In the name of Jesus Christ our Lord. Amen.
Amen.
Our Father, who art in heaven, hallowed be thy name. Thy kingdom come, thy will be done, on earth as it is in heaven. Give us this day our daily bread, and forgive us our trespasses, as we forgive those who trespass against us. And lead us not into temptation, but deliver us from evil. For thine is the kingdom, the power and the glory, forever and ever. Amen.
Thank you very much, Simon. And we will light the church candle. If you've got a candle at home, feel free to light that. As we look at that beautiful light glowing, we think about that light within each of us, and we ask that light to extend throughout the evening and just make us all feel brighter as we leave church this evening. And we will go into the healing part of the service. So this is where I ask all of you to join with us, everybody watching online as well, you too. So the more people that get involved in the healing prayer, the more powerful that energy is. And we really believe that that energy can do so much for individual people, for situations around the world. So it's a really important part of the service, and we do ask you to all just take a moment to clear your minds as much as you can. So maybe take a couple of nice deep breaths and let go of all the stresses of your day, and just try to focus as much as you can on that beautiful positivity, that heart centre that you've got opening up, ready to send that out into the world. So if you could just do that for me, just settle your minds down. And if anything, just focus on the word love, because love is a healing energy. Perhaps envisage that beautiful golden light just shining out from within. As we ask for all of those that we name tonight, please do pop the names in the comments section if you haven't already. I'll read the names from our healing book in church. And as I read each of these names, just repeat those names in your minds if you can, just to strengthen that energy towards that person. You don't need to know the person that's been written down. Spirit knows, God knows. That intention will be heard, and that healing energy, that love light will go out to each and every one. So tonight we ask for healing to surround Alison, Ken, Bethany, Amelia and Riley, Tony Senior and Junior, Sue and family, Nigel and family, Kate, Sam and Paul, Gemma and John, Donna and Rob, Jill and David, Alan, Frank, Simon, Pam, Roger, Justin and Rocky, Darren, Claire, Derrin, Talia, Alfie, Lorraine, Davio, Trevor, I think that's Davo again, or Dave, Jenny W, Jenny S, Chris C, Stephen B, Maggie, Dougie, Richard, Brenda, June, Martin, Steph, Charlie and Mark, Alan and Kay, Carol and Bill, Spencer, Eve and Sue, Fran, Peggy, Veronica, Colin, Cyril, Peter, Joan, Victoria, Sarah, Richard, Heidi, Maddie, Briseus, Irene, Peter, Lily, Queenie, Tia, Lisa, Debbie, Carol, Roger and family, Janice, Dennis, Glenn, Susan, Donna, Chris and Molly, Yvonne, Reg, Pam, Ellie Davies, Yvette, Margaret, Roger, Peggy, Linda Weeks, Diane, Kelly, Annabelle and Bobby, Anne and David Grove, Autumn, Spencer, Keely and Elliot, Charlie, Brian, Mandy and Dudley, Irene and Sarah, Karen, Jeffrey, Victoria and Katz, Jane Duncan and family, Bets, Tom, Tracy, Jason, Kelsey, Christine, Bennett and Craig, the Boren family, Wendy and Paul, Sarah, Lee, all animals, Dee and David and their family, and Sue's family. So join with me as we just go into the healing prayer, please. Dear Heavenly Father, Great Spirit, we thank you as always for all the blessings in our lives. We thank you for bringing us here together tonight. We thank you for always being there for us in our times of need. We ask that you shine your loving light upon us now and fill our hearts with love. We ask that we feel your peace moving throughout our whole energy system. As your love shines out in that perfect healing ray, we ask for that healing light to radiate out as healing energy for all those in need tonight. Focused on your love and your light, we send that energy directly to all those that we've named and also those that we think of privately in our minds now. We pray that they feel this energy working for them, allowing them to feel stronger, happier, to feel more at ease, always giving them what they need in this moment. And we hold faith that this is always achievable. This healing is always achievable through your love. And as we join together, we ask that any extra healing energy that has been created tonight, both in church and online, we ask that it be sent out to those in most need tonight. We pray for all suffering to end. We pray for a happy world, a peace-loving world. We pray for all people, all animals, all of nature, that we may live and thrive together as one. We ask all of this in the name of our greatest healer, the Prince of Peace, your loving Son, Jesus Christ. Amen. So please just sit for another minute. Continue sending. Think of your loved ones. The silence will be broken by the singing of the hymn, Gracious Spirit, in the front of your hymn books. Thank you so much. Thank you, everyone. Just remember that you have the ability to do that whenever you've got a free 5 minutes, even 2 minutes, just sending that positivity out. What you put out, you receive in droves. So it can only come back as good energy. And it's a lovely thing to do for another person or situation. So do remember that. You're capable of doing that anytime. You don't need to be in church. So I will hand over to Peter for this evening's Bible reading. I'm going to beam you up. All right.
Yeah. Thank you.
Hi, Peter.
Hello, Simon.
Mate, all right?
Nice to see you.
And you.
Evening, all. What a lovely packed church. And what with all your angels here with you. They never leave you. And welcome to those online. Here we are in the second Sunday after Easter, the new birth and resurrection. And we still find it difficult to understand that the loved ones have not died, and so to speak, but have passed on to a higher realm of living. And we still seek proof. I believe tonight's reading contains most important messages following Easter. Why did Jesus return again and appear to his disciples? Why more fish on the right side if they cast their nets that way? Why the exact number of fish? 153. That gives you some thought, doesn't it? What's 153 mean? Why a breakfast on the beach in the form of a communion? And many more that need to be answered. That gives you thoughts for the coming week. The reading tonight is Jesus and the miraculous catch of fish. Afterward, Jesus appeared again to his disciples by the Sea of Galilee. It happened this way. Simon Peter, Thomas, also known as Didymus, Nathanael from Cana in Galilee, the sons of Zebedee, and 2 other disciples were together. I'm going out to fish, Simon Peter told them, and they said, we'll go with you. So they went out and got into the boat, but that night they caught nothing. Early in the morning, Jesus stood on the shore, but the disciples did not realize that it was Jesus. So he called out to them, friends, haven't you any fish? No, they answered. He said, throw your net on the right side of the boat and you will find some. When they did, they were unable to haul in the net because of the large number of fish. Then the disciple who Jesus loved said to Peter, it is the Lord. As soon as Simon Peter heard him say, it is the Lord, he wrapped his outer garments around him, for he had taken them off, and jumped into the water. The other disciples followed in the boat, towing the net full of fish, for they were not far from the shore, about 100 yards. When they landed, they saw a fire of burning coals there with fish on it and some bread. Jesus said to them, "Bring some of the fish with you you've just caught." So Simon Peter climbed back into the boat and dragged the net ashore. It was full of large fish, 103 of them. But even with so many, the net was not torn. Jesus said to them, "Come and have breakfast." None of the disciples dared ask him, "Who are you?" They knew it was the Lord. Jesus came, took the bread and gave it to them, and did the same with the fish. This was now the third time Jesus appeared to his disciples after that he was raised from the dead. God bless reading, and thank you. Unhitch me, woman.
Thank you, Peter. So it's time for us to say goodbye to everybody watching online. We will hand you over to the lovely Stacie for the rest of your service this evening. Lots of love to you, Stacie. Hope to see you soon. Good night.
Hello everybody, I hope you're very well this evening, and it's my privilege and pleasure to serve Sandersley Church online. As a former Essex girl, I'm now up north, and I miss you all very much in Sandersley. You're beautiful people, beautiful souls, and the fantastic connection of the internet, and that's what I'm here today. So for the a little bit of a chat, which I like to have a little bit of a chat. Rob and I had a bit of a mare before I came on because my connection, I'm not very technical. I don't know if there's many spiritual people, mediums that are. If there are, shout out to them. But I'm not one of them. I connect in other ways, not via a wire. But we was having a little bit of a problem because I couldn't quite. My browse was blocking the sound and the camera, and I was getting quite warm, and it's not menopausal either. It was getting a little bit stress warm. But I think it is a bit of an important message, really, because when we're in life and we do panic sometimes, don't we? There are situations around us and we think, oh, we're never going to do it. We're not going to be able to solve it. And how's this going to turn out? And we all freak out a little bit. But when we ask somebody else, sometimes they have the answer, and sometimes they're the ones that are able to help us as well, as my daughter did, as my husband tried to do, and Rob on the phone. So, and that's a different type of connection, isn't it? Where it's it might not be a spiritual one, but it is in a way, because when you ask for help, spirit usually find the right people and the right circumstances to help with you. Irene, I was going to talk about warmth this morning because when I went out today and I was just sitting in the garden and I could just feel the sun on my body and I felt so lovely. And I was looking around the garden and I saw the bees and the birds. I've made a bit of a wildlife garden at home and grow vegetables and herbs like for medicine and stuff. And it was just lovely and so comforting to look out and see life springing into action with some sunshine. And then I thought, actually, we don't often do that for ourselves. We talk quite negatively about ourselves most of the time. I'm not this size, I don't look this way, I'm not very good at this, and that's all genders and things. We've always got something that we don't feel happy about. And sometimes we don't put that warmth that we look out and we see a beautiful day to ourselves. we actually, you know, what was it, the old saying about cold shoulders and things? We put out things actually very negative for ourselves, and our body doesn't really like that, and I don't think spirit really likes it either. And I think this is the thing about learning, that we have to learn to be warm in ourselves, because when we have a baby, we like to keep it warm and swaddle, and it's comforting. When we sit out in the sunshine, we do feel better, we feel healed. But a lot of the time, we don't take the time to sit and actually reflect on our own inner well-being and feel that same connection of warmth that we do. We might help someone else, but again, it's outside. We might do something to somebody else or work or whatever it is. We give that warmth to other people, but we neglect our own inner warmth. And what does that feel like? Well, that feels like sometimes a bit being empty, emotionally empty as well. And especially with so many people feeling very low, maybe having depression or low feelings at this time, especially with what's going on in the world as well. I'd say turn all the devices off, but not tonight. Not tonight. Just give it an hour. But that's the thing, is that we're not seeing much positive on there, or we're seeing drivel that is coming out on there. And so that's not very comforting for us. It doesn't really give us what I call soul nourishment. And soul nourishment is about things that you do that actually really take center stage in your whole being. And I think we lose that because when we're browsing so much, and we all do the scroll of doom, don't we, on the phone or whatever device we're on, and we sort of, in a way, we're sort of numbing out to things. And I think that's why we forget that we can engage with ourselves, that the biggest connection we have is to spirit, to the God source of energy, whatever you call it. That's what we're really connected to. So we're actually got our own Wi-Fi, and we've all got our own cloud. And we need to swap it from the technical one to the spiritual and the pure energy one, which is ourselves. And when we do that, we find that connection within. And sometimes it's just about sitting down for 5-10 minutes, just quietly. Even, you know, I used to have to do it on the loo when I was younger, you know, with the kids, because it's only where I could get 5 minutes. But wherever you can do it, just 5 minutes, obviously not driving, just connecting to yourself. And sometimes the easiest way is just to put your hand on your heart and take a nice few deep breaths. And imagine, for me, the source energy is like a beautiful light. You imagine just a beautiful light interwoven with threads of light. And then I imagine myself with a thread going up and connecting to this beautiful light. And I just sit there for a few moments. And it's like it's got in the power of that beautiful spiritual consciousness. And just take a moment just to think. When you know that you're out of whack, it doesn't take long to do this. And I think we forget, we think it's going to take months to learn these things. We all have the ability to link in quite quickly, and we all have the ability to harness that beautiful healing power. But we think, oh, it's going to take ages. I can't, because again, that inner mindset of I can't do this, because that's what you're told everywhere, unless you're this high up in a business, unless you look or do a certain way, you can't be that. Well, that's not true. All that distraction takes away from actually innate power that you are. You are like a charging battery, and we're a receiver of energy. We don't think from our brains, really, because if you think about it, when we have we see like the light bulb moment that happens, it doesn't come here. It's above our head, because it's from outside of us. Because of our energy inside. If we tried to put all of our soul in our body, we couldn't do it. So most of us, a part of us is here in spirit, but our total library of who we are and what we're connected to is vast, and that's why we can link in when we need things and find the answers. We can't always do it in the daytime because we're so clouded with different thoughts and feelings. That's why at night a lot of you may have dreams, or you may feel in the morning after you've had a problem, you wake up and also the answer is there, or the problem seems to be have a solution to it. And it's because of that connection on the astral plane where we meet our loved ones, where we go and work things out, is that that's because our physical brain that is not trying to work overtime, it can relax a little bit. And when we're asleep, we're in a trance state. And so all that information can come through. So what we have to do sometimes is replicate that in our own lives in the daytime, just for a few minutes. I mean, meditation is fantastic, but you do not have to sit on a mountain for 5 weeks chanting. You don't. I get a bit bored and a bit stiff, to be honest. But you can just for 10 minutes and just before you get up in the day, even if just sitting on the end of the bed, feet on the floor, or before you go to bed, any time that you can, just take that time out and feel that warmth. Because when you do connect with spirit, when you connect with that source energy and that vibration, you will feel that warmth inside. Then you know there's no fear. Because fear is what keeps us cold as well. It's the panic, and or something's going to go wrong. We cannot control everything in our lives. We just can't. We can only control what is around us and what we're physically able to deal with. And sometimes that is when these sort of connections help, because you take away all the other distractions around you and then just come back to self. And the term being self-centered, people think it's all about being selfish. Well, why not? Sometimes I think we should. But the actual words of being self-centered means being centered of self, knowing thyself, being centered in mind, body and spirit, so that we can go forward in a beautiful, loving way. And then we sing that life will flow around us, because what that coldness does that we don't put to us, what we leave ourselves open to is chaos and things that don't flow. But when you have that warmth of connection, when you give yourself permission to just take 10 minutes out, you deserve it. You work hard. You've probably had lots of stress in your life. You deserve to take a little bit of time out just to center yourself and connect. And remember, if you are one of these people, and I've been like that myself for a long time, on a case, is that we don't always ask for help. We don't. We think that we're alone in this world. We think that our problems are ours and we shouldn't burden people with it. But remember the old saying about problem shared is a problem halved. And there are other sayings that our ancestors used to have, it takes a whole village to raise a child. And that's what we've forgotten, is that, okay, whether you go on the internet or you have people around you, sometimes the connection is still similar in a way. If you ask for help, and with your thoughts put out to spirit, please help because I need this right now. Would you, come to my aid? They will come to your aid. And somebody that will come to your aid in the physical. It may be, like Rob has come to my aid online tonight and my family. So, you're so powerful. That's the only thing I can really say to all of you, is that you're so powerful. You forget how powerful you are, because you are God. You are part of God. You're part of the whole universal consciousness. And when you realize that, you don't have fear about things. You just try and let them go over your head, and you know that whatever happens, there will be a solution, and that whatever it's meant. Whatever happens is meant, even if it doesn't feel very nice at the time or it doesn't feel very good. Is that if you allow it to play out, eventually you'll realize what that lesson is and why this has happened. And the same thing for good things. When you release and let go of that fear, and you learn to be more self-centered, then you'll realize that the life and the universe will flow also in connection to that. And then you'll feel that things will lift and feel easier. But just remember, if you're feeling very low, or you're feeling you can't do that, please reach out to someone that can help you, or some sort of service as well, because you're not alone. It's amazing how many people feel so isolated, and you don't need to be. It's a state of mind and a state of distraction. And when you realise that actually, if we're all part of God, then we're never alone, are we? So thank you very much. I hope that's helped somebody. again, when we do philosophy and medium, sometimes the words just come on at the moment. We don't have a list of what we're going to say. Spirits will try and give us some inspiration so that we can give you some inspiration as well. So I see there's lots of you online tonight. So hello to everybody online. The way I work is I see spirit in my mind's eye, and I'll just try and give as much information as I can. I'll try and give descriptions of the people that come through, and sort of heights, builds, that type of thing. Any ailments that they give me, they put over on me. So I feel like a little bit like a game of operation, you know, so I see operations and scars and things. And if I get a name, sometimes if I just hear the name, if they're in spirit, it's because they're saying hello. If it's somebody on the earth plane, it's because they need some help at the moment. And all I would ask you to do is, if I think my first when I was trying to link in earlier, they kept giving me the name Karen, so I feel I've got a Karen that I've got to link with tonight first. But if I do have random things come through, if you definitely know it's not for you, 3 and you're out, and you definitely know, please stand back, because I know sometimes, you know, similar things can look, you know, to similar people. So you know what I mean, don't you? Don't fight it out online. Right, okay. So hello to everybody, and excuse me. Right, could I want to link with Karen. Now I know there's Karen King. I don't know if there's 2 Karens on here, but I had the name Karen before. So I just want to see if I'm linking with Karen. And when you do, if you could just put messages of confirmation, yes, no, I don't understand, on the screen as quick as you can, if that's all right. It just means that I know that I'm with the right link with you as well. And it just lets other people help share your message as well, that they feel like they're part of the service too. Right, I have a lady that is building up with me. Now she comes forward. So this feels more like I would be an aunt or somebody. It doesn't feel like mum or dad, because they usually come to the side of me, but it feels like a lady that I've got stepping forward. Now she's coming forward on mum's side, but she's stepping forward, so it might be like a sister to mum or somebody that mum knows. The lady is very dark hair as well. She's an older lady, but she one of these ladies always had her hair dyed really, I think it's like a dark, really dark brown. She feels like quite a nice put together lady as well, as I'm looking at her. So I feel like I'm looking for an aunt or somebody on mum's side. Her hair is short and it would be quite thick. And you know, when somebody has it done, it sort of comes up like this and it goes round, as if she sort of really loves her hair being done as well. She's also shown me the colour yellow, so I don't know if she would like wearing yellow or those sorts of like quite light pastel colours as well. But I've just got this sort of like glimpse of yellow as she's coming forward. She says she's got very nice legs as well. She calls them, she's got nice pins. All right, and she's got a little court shoe on as well, as I'm looking at her, and they would have had like a square toe on them, because she's saying, I like a heel, but I like to be comfortable as well. Now, Karen, I know that I think there's a couple on there. If this makes sense to you, or I mean, it might be that somebody, I don't think this lady's name is Karen, but I just put the name Karen out in case there's a reference for somebody on here. Oh, so Karen King, you said your shampoo and set, your auntie. She does, yeah, she does love her hair done. All right. And would you understand that her hair is very dark as well, please, darling? Now, she feels quite a straightforward lady as well. Oh, she had a yellow outfit for a wedding. Okay, because I feel, yeah, it's quite bright as well, isn't it? And she's quite straightforward as well with her. What you see is what you get. All right. She looks very, like I say, as if like butter wouldn't melt sometimes in her mouth. But I think if she had a bit of a beef with you, she'd tell you, all right? But she's also got a lovely smile as I'm looking at her. She smiles and she's got a really good sense of humour as well. I think it's what I call a bit of a dry sense of humour, where she'd sort of could, I feel like I want to say things under my breath about people as well, you know, as if, oh, see that one over there like this. And, oh, hi, how are you? Now, she keeps showing me a ring as well, Karen. I don't know if this is significant to you, whether you've either got a ring from her or there's something to do with having a new ring, but she's making me wear, and she's making me draw onto my engagement finger and wedding finger as well. Yeah, I think, yeah, I think she'll probably whack you with a handbag. She's also talking about, she's putting her hand on my chest, like it's not so much a heart condition. She's talking about someone if they had a heart defect. All right. So I'm not quite sure where this is, but she's talking about a heart defect. She's also saying, darling, that you feel very sluggish at the moment. Would you understand that? As if I have no energy and my body doesn't seem to want to work properly. And I feel really out of kilter as well. She says, oh, you have a ring. Okay, so that's fine, as long as that makes sense then. She's talking about, now we can't give medical advice on here, but she's making me aware of like imbalances somewhere in the body. So I don't know if this is sort of like a hormonal imbalance or something, because obviously I'd say if there's any problems, obviously make our husband had an enlarged heart, is to get anything looked at that you're worried about. But she's talking about an imbalance, but I feel this is within you, darling, if that would make sense. Whether I feel that's why I'm feeling tired, I feel a bit sluggish. She said you've also got to make your mind up as well. So I don't know what that is, and we're on an open forum, but she's talking about you needing to make your mind up about something. It's like she's saying, yeah. She's like, are you in or you're out? Are you in or you're out? Because I think she'd be quite decisive, actually. Should we want these ladies to push you? Come on, make your mind up. All right. She's quite forceful that way. I think it's her way of like, okay, all right, okay, that would make sense then. She's also mentioning something about someone's right foot being a problem as well. Oh, you've made your mind up. That's good. Oh, I feel like I want to sing "Making Your Mind Up." All right, you're probably a bit too. I might not be in the generation of remembering that, but but she's also talking about somebody's right foot, or there's a pain around the right foot and ankle as well. There's also a little gentleman come. Well, I can see him in my peripheral, so he stands not so far from her. All right, and he's a bit of a quieter man as well. I'd say he's sort of a bit thin up top, but he's clean shaven. But I can see that he's in a suit. But he stands back from her, so I don't know whether it feels like he would have passed first, or he's another generation past. But he's just feels like that he links with this lady as well. So I don't know if it's dad or husband, because I can just see him in the background, and he feels quite a quiet man as well as he comes forward. Oh, it's your right foot. Okay, darling. And this gentleman, he's talking about, he's showing me his throat as if like he can't sort of talk very well, or he's sort of having problems vocalizing. But he feels quite a gentle man. Yeah, he feels quite a smallish man. But because he was quite far away, I wasn't sure if I got the. It's a bit like, oh, I'm not sure if you're short or just a bit of a distance, but I don't know if you'd understand the throat as well of not being able to speak, but he just feels a very lovely, gentle man underneath. He's quiet. Yeah. Probably couldn't get a word in edgeways. They also show me a fox. So I don't know if you have one visit your garden or there's a link to a fox somewhere. I'm not just talking about out in the street with the bins. I'm talking about that he's showing me a fox. They pass the throat cancer. Okay, that would make sense because I feel like I can't, I'm all raspy and I can't get my words out. So yeah, I've just got an image of a fox, but it seems a bit significant. He said your feelings will pass, but sometimes it takes you a little bit of time to process and get through things. But he just wants you to know to take all the time you need. Because if you rush it, you'll miss out on some vital lessons. He said, because normally you are in a haste. You don't want to think about things. You want to get past, or there's a block somewhere. But it's like he just said, like it will take. Okay, I don't know. It could be a Fox surname. I have no idea. But yeah, I don't know if that would make sense to you, Karen. That whatever you've gone through or you're going through, just take your time with it just to process and just let it go. Don't rush it. Don't try and force it. Just because I think this is part of your learning, your spiritual progress that you're going through. And say you're the only one that can do it, but it doesn't for everybody. We don't all do things quickly. Sometimes we just need to have a little bit of time. And going back to the earlier sort of talk about being self-centered, about knowing yourself and just touching base with yourself to feel that warmth inside, what makes you feel comfortable. I'm not saying about not pushing yourself a little bit, because we all need to have a little bit of a push. I'm talking about at this time, it's about more self-care with you at the moment. That's how I feel, Karen. And this is what he's trying to get across to me. All right. They want you to know about the birthday that's coming up, and that it's sort of like they're reminding you about the birthday that's coming up. So usually it's only going to be in the next couple of weeks or something like that, but it's a white cake I'm seeing with beautiful icing. So I don't know if this lady would have made cakes or somebody would have made cakes, with the proper royal icing on, but I have a cake. But she's talking about the birthday coming up and like not to forget the birthday. All right. And I'm going to leave her there, love, with you, Karen. Thank you very much for coming in and joining the service, and thank you for working with me as well. Okay. Now, so many of you, and it's very difficult because it's like sometimes it's like choosing the lottery, isn't it? Right, I have a gentleman coming in forward. He feels like quite a big hulk of a man, actually. He's coming through, although he's come through on Dad's side, but he's standing behind me. I'd say he's shaved head. I feel like I've got arms like this. I feel like I'm a bit of a lovable rogue as well. I'm not an elderly gentleman either. I want to put myself in 40s, 50s sort of era, like age-wise. I feel like I've got the twinkliest blue eyes as well. That bright blue eyes as well. And he likes to have more short sleeves on. Like t-shirt, like the polo shirt type of material, because I feel like he's stretching them out a little bit. And I've got a little collar and I've got like a polo shirt on as well. if this makes sense to anybody, please, again, he's a bit of a cheek. He's got a bit of a cheeky grin on him, and I feel like that he's quite a bit more of a man's man as well. Sort of likes to hang around with the boys as well. Very respectful to ladies, but he likes to have her. But he's a bit of a joker as well. This gentleman, as he comes forward, I think he would have had dark hair, but he's as if like I've either shaved it off or cropped it as well. I don't know if that makes sense to anybody. Sasha, you can take that. Okay. Yeah, this gentleman, I think he's probably about in his 50s, 40s. That, that sort of age group around that. I just feel like I want to hug. I'm a bit of a hugger, like come here, I'm going to cuddle you, and that playfulness as well. It's just like, the sort of guy that sort of go like that on the top of your head. And he's talking about it being a sad time at the moment. A sad time at the moment. So it feels like either that there is something going on, either an anniversary of his passing, or it's something that is like a sad time at this moment in time. Right, I can see there's a few of you. I'm just going to get to, this is why I don't like this sometimes. I want to get more information so we can whittle it down for you. I've got the name Jason as well, and I'm not saying it's his, but he's talking about a Jason link as well. And he used to go brown as a berry, like one of these people that would go really brown when he's out in the sun. Sasha, that makes sense to you. All right, darling. I feel like he's brown as a berry, that he loves the sun and things like that. And but he won't be told. It's like, when somebody's sort of like, yeah, I'll do that. Yeah. And you're trying to say, could you do this, please? Or I think you need to get that checked. Yeah, I'll do it later another time. Because it's like he doesn't take things about himself seriously. He would worry about someone else, but for himself, it's like, well, no, yeah, I'll get that done. Yeah, I'll go. And then he doesn't. He's making me aware of having a few episodes or not feeling quite right and dismissing it. And I feel this is in the chest and going up to my head as well, please, Sasha. So I don't know if that makes sense to you, but I feel a bit like, and Kim, you can take that as well. All right, darling. I just feel like, I feel like my head and my chest as well, as if I feel out of sorts. Remember with messages as well, sometimes because there's so many on there, if there's somebody that you can both resonate with, sometimes it's like blending. It's like, say, buy one, get one free. I don't mean it that way, but you take the message as well, because, again, sometimes things are similar. And, and that's why I try and get as much evidence as I can, but just have the comfort that they're all out there trying to get through. Right, okay, he's saying he passed just a short time before an important birthday or anniversary. It was like days before. I don't know if that makes sense. So he would have passed days before like a birthday or an important birthday or anniversary. It's like literally 3 or 4 days, it feels like. But once he went, it was quick. It was quick. It was like he'd had warning signs, but then just he hadn't really done much about it, and yeah, and it just quick. It feels like a significant birthday, Sasha. So yeah. It's like you've got three of you are sort of like, and I'm just trying to make sure. Okay. He's talking about his baby girl is here. His baby girl is here. All right, on the earth plane. He's talking about my baby girl. And it's like, you know, like daddy's princess type of thing. It's this. All right, this sort of feeling. Would you understand as well? I feel like he's got in a car, but he's like two, you know, when you get like a hulking great man walking a chihuahua, it's like with this car, I feel like I'm getting in it and I'm squeezed in the car as if like I'm too big for the car, because he's just broad as well. But this car feels like it, you know, when somebody loves their car and it's, I'm not getting rid of that car, I'm not getting rid of that car, and it could be quite an old car, but I'm not getting rid of it. I like this car, and he just, you know, that was his sort of pride and joy. I'm just getting in this car, and it feels like more of a darker colour. So I don't know what brown's coming up, or that, or sort of like a reddy brown, something like that. I don't know. It might be a car that you have now, but I'm just saying he's just showing me in this car. Only drove a Fiesta. Yeah, it just was like, I just feel like I'm in this car and I can't move. Well, that would make sense. Would you understand, Sasha, why he's saying you felt it's maroon? Okay, yeah, that would make sense. All right. He's saying that you've been having a bit of a wobble lately, and there's a lot of self-doubt going on with you at the moment, and he's making me aware of like nervous tension. Thank you for those that are opting out. That's why I keep trying to get as much information as I can, so thank you for that. Sasha, would you understand why he's a bit worried about you? Because it's like I've got all this nervous energy and I don't feel settled in myself. I feel like antsy, as if like I can't, as if my mind's all over the place as well. But he said you're worried about another. You're worried about, I don't know if it's like a child or someone on the earth that's smaller. It's like you're worried about a little one or a young person, because there is thoughts from you going to this. It feels like a little boy, but I obviously I can't see him because he's on the earth plane. But I just feel his thoughts going to a little boy on the earth plane. He knows that he was always there for you, and in a way, he was like your rock. You know, whatever happens, I can go to him and he'll sort it out, and I feel safe. And this is the thing, is that your safety feeling has gone, of not feeling secure. But he wants you to know, I know Kim as well, that it resonates with you as well, darling. So if this makes sense to you both, but it just feels like it might be, Kim, that something is similar in your life as well, that you don't feel safe. But he just wants you to know that he's still around you, okay? And he still comes to put his arms around you, and he's like a bear. It's like a bear hug. He also wants to put thoughts to mum as well, because there's a lady that has kept her feelings to herself and feels a lot of hurt and pain on the earth plane, but won't speak about it, just holds it all in. So I don't know if that makes sense to you, but I don't know if this is like he's like mum, but he worries about her as well, because he sees that she's trying to keep everybody together and keep her own emotions together. And he just wants to give you like remember the off the ice cream vans years ago, like you'd have the orange lolly on a stick, and but I feel like it's a memory link of, like being on a day out or at the seaside or something, having one of these orange lollies, because you're just saying to me, you used to get in such a god awful mess, it was everywhere, it melted before you could eat it all. It looks like a soft toy of some sort of, like a sea urchin, sort of round. It feels like a round sort of ball soft toy. I used to have Humpty years ago, or something like that. He's showing me this like a round ball, as if it's got this fabric. I don't know. I don't quite know what it is. It just looks like the shape of a sea urchin type of thing. But he's just given it. It's like a toy or something. So I'll leave that with you. You would understand that. But please take his love, Sasha, and Kim, sort of thoughts out to you as well, darling. I'm sorry, yeah, because you're not, your mum has passed. All right, darling. But please take their love, and for you as well. Surround yourself in that love, because yeah, I don't know what this is. I don't know. Looks like a ball, like a soft ball or something. So I don't know. Yeah, all I can say is I can just see it, and I just give the information on it. It might make sense at some point. All right. It might be in a toy if there's someone you can ask or something. I don't know, but that's what it is, like fabric in like strips round it, in sections. So I'm going to leave his love before I get more confused with this toy. And but thank you, Sasha, and thank you, Kim. Because I'd love to be able to give everybody messages, but please, anything that you can take comfort from, please take comfort from it, because they're always watching you. And thank you for working with me, Sasha. Okay. Right. I've got another gentleman coming forward. He's shorter than the other guy. Again, I think he's lost hair rather than he's shaved it off. He would shave it off. He feels a bit older. And again, he's quite a broad man, but he's not as tall. I'd put him sort of about 5'8", 5'9", that sort of height, as I'm looking at him. He does like to be suited. He comes from Dad's side of the family as well. But the one thing I know about, he's like pub landlord type of thing. He's got this sort of, I feel like I've got a gravelly voice, and I'm just like, oh, you down there, as if like he's quite forthright. He's got a clean shave. He's got quite a round face as I'm linking in with him, and he's got like a check shirt on, so it's like a suit, like a sort of check shirt. He's got no ties. He's just more like what I call smart casual. but there's a waft of really strong aftershave around him as well. I think it's probably quite an expensive one. That's probably why I don't know the name. But I could just smell this aftershave. But he can handle himself as well. He's a very protective man as well. But he comes to on Dad's side of the family, so but he feels. I've put him a bit older, so not elderly, but sort of like late 50s, 60s maybe. He's quite hard to place because he's got his hair shaved and that, and he does like to look after himself as well. Now, in with him comes a very small lady as well. She comes to her mum's side. So I feel this is more maybe his mum as well. So it'd be like Nan to somebody here. It'd be like his mum. And she's quite a small lady. And as she comes in, she's quite petite as well, like with size. And she's one of these ones that sort of holds her hands together as well, that sort of feels a little bit nervy. Very thin in the face. Her hair is sort of like, greyish, but it's sort of like she's got a bit of a wave in it, but it sort of comes to about here. She's got her glasses on, but she feels sort of a bit timid as well. So I don't know if that makes any sense to anybody, because these two people have come in together, but I don't feel that they're like a married couple. It feels like it's either mum and son, something like that, or mum, son-in-law, that type of thing. So just remember, it can also be father-in-law, stepdads, that type of thing, as well as just biological family. Does that make sense? He's going to bring me to Kerry, so I don't know if Kerry, that would make sense to you. If there's a Kerry, or there's a link to a name Kerry. But he feels sort of quite a man that can really hold on to his own. He's very protective of family members as well. He's talking about having a ruck as well, with somebody that upsets someone in the family. But just like, I'm having a ruck. So Vicky, your dad had his own pub and worked on the doors. He has got that type of personality, Oh, it sounds like my granddad, but my nanny's still, but she's got dementia. Right, okay. Sometimes it can be from his thoughts about her, but we'll see where we go. So just keep your ears open. I'll see what else I can get. All right, ladies. Now he's talking about a daughter on the earth plane that can also hold her own as well. In fact, he's saying like you're like two peas in a pod, all right? And at the moment that you're spitting bullets because there's a real issue going on that you're trying very hard not to say too much, but it's like I'm biting my tongue on it. And he's calling you like the Spitfire. It's like yeah. It's like I just feel like I'm at the minute. So Kerry, you're saying you're having a rap with your dad. So is dad on the earth plane then at the moment? Obviously I take it is. So I don't know whether this would be granddad then, and like would dad look quite similar to granddad? Or because I just feel I've got this sort of like real there's like a real fire going on around you at the minute. It's like I'm really like losing my rag. My dad's here. Would you understand that being granddad then? Because he just doesn't look, he's not like a very waif, like elderly. Dad is twin of granddad. Oh, okay, right. That's it, just confused me even more. Yeah, because would you understand as well that like that you say, because he said like you're like peas in a pod, that you're also quite fiery as well, but there is something that's really upsetting you at the moment, and it's like maybe that's what the ruck is saying with about Dad, about the ruck, about a ruck, because as I say, I'm just getting bits and pieces coming in. He's talking about you being a grafter as well, that you really sort of, you know, when you want to do something, you really put your mind to it. But it feels like there's been like it's unfairness that's going on, like there's an injustice that's going on, and that's really upsetting you, as if either you've got blame for something you didn't do, or you feel like you're being persecuted a little bit for something. Okay, darling. This gentleman's just coming in because he just wants to give you a bit of strength and support as well. He's not happy about the situation, and he's saying Dad should know better. All right, Dad should know better. He said he knows he's under stress, but that's no excuse for him to sort of like pay the angst forward, if that makes sense. All right. It's like he's taking it out on you of something that's upsetting him, and you're the easy target, if that makes sense. He knows you've tried to placate the situation. He knows you've tried to like just try, you know, to ignore it and to try and be the bigger person. And he said it's getting harder and harder for you, because whereas before you'd have a bit more fight in you, at the moment now it's just getting to the point where you don't want to say something you regret, because you also in your heart don't want to hurt his feelings either. But you know, say this is really getting to you, and sometimes Tiny, it's self-preservation. You know, you have to do what feels right for you. No one can tell you what to do, but sometimes we have to walk away. All right, we have to walk away from a situation that's hurting us so much. And he's just saying, for some reason, he keeps showing me eggs, as if I don't know if you're just eating eggs on toast or you're eating like small dinners because you can't stomach anything. And I don't know if you've lost a bit of weight through the stress, but I just feel like I'm not eating properly. It's if I'm picking and my heart's not in anything either. It's like it's affecting the whole of your system as well. Right, the lady that is standing here, I know you said like she had dementia, or she got dementia and she's still here. Would you understand why oh, you eat a bit of egg and beans? Okay. Would you understand either this lady, because she's very timid, was I don't know whether she's been afraid of him or she would have stood up to him, but she can't now. But because I can see her coming forward, she's just standing there. So maybe it's because, remember, even if people are still with us on the earth plane, the energy is still, there's no solid energy. We can be wherever we want to be. And especially with dementia, sometimes there's, you know, they have a little wander around when they're asleep and things like that, because it'd get bored otherwise. But would you understand that this woman, she doesn't feel the sort to be out and out, but there's something to do with them two where there was a bit of a relationship thing with them. I don't know if he used to bully her or she, what, because the way I'm feeling with her is that sometimes she used to hold back as well, and maybe there was a little bit of not so much motherly love between her and him. I don't know if that makes sense to you, but I can just feel like there's like a little bit of conflict or something with these two emotionally as well. Uh, yeah, it's difficult from all sides when, because I just feel like she's a bit not frightened of him, but I feel like I'm holding back. But there's something to do with their relationship when he was growing up that makes me feel like maybe she wasn't the most motherly person, because she feels quite inward, and it's just sort of got as out of hand as if like he's got the, when somebody gets a bit upper hand and they can, because she's quite a small lady as well, and like sort of not intimidated her, but sort of like she didn't feel safe either. The thing is, people have to go and do what they need to do, and at least she's safe in there. And dementia is, my nan had dementia, and it's like the shell. It's like you're left with the shell, and the person they are is like not so much there. Yeah, she looks tiny. Yeah, that's what I said. She looked really small. But the gentleman that is here, although he's quite strong and he's like a man's man, he's not happy about this, because this is something that he doesn't agree with. Although he can be quite tough, he said there's a line and a limit, and it's like he's crossed it. But he's like he's pushing you in the back, as I'm sort of like he's pushing you as if you need to just walk away, or you need to just distance yourself emotionally, because this is just not doing you any good. So I need a breather. All right. And he's saying you must not carry guilt with you. All right. You must not carry guilt. What will be, will be. And he's just said he can't lose two of you. All right. So he's concerned that you are not well, and he wants you to sort of take a bit of time out to really think about how you can get yourself in a better place. And sometimes what they say with family is like, we pick people in spirit because we have to have tests from them. All right. We have tests from our spirit family before we reincarnate here to give us lessons. So think about, maybe your lesson is that you're going to break the cycle. You're going to break the cycle of allowing that to affect you in this way, because you're very strong. All right. And there's a lot of love coming from another lady in spirit. And she's just putting lots of beautiful green energy around you. And I think it's time for you to embrace yourself and see where you need to be. Because whatever happens is going to happen. But you are still here, and you need to look after yourself as well. If he's not careful, this gentleman said he's going to lose everybody, because he'll push him away. And okay, I'm going to leave this gentleman's love with you. All right. I think he's referring to Nan, that he's watching out for her as well. I think he would be looking after her. All right. Because he just keeps eyeballing her, as if to say, right, I've got you. So she's being looked after from spirit. All right. And remember, when people have dementia, a lot of the time they're half in and out, half out of spirit, because they because of the way the condition is. and I've had people come through before that are still here, but they've been ill like that. And I think it's just because they can communicate spiritually when maybe they can't physically. So she's just letting you know, I think, and he is, that he's going to look after her, but you now, darling, have to look after yourself, all right? And I'll send you so much love, and I'll put you in my healing thoughts as well later. But thank you for working with me, Kerry. Oh, makes me quite emotional sometimes because I can feel that beauty, you know, the strength of their love as well. Have we got a gentleman online? Are we all ladies? Okay. Okay. I have a lady that is coming forward. She feels like quite a tall lady actually, and she's very slim. And she's making me aware she comes from mum's side of the family, very slim, very glamorous lady, and it makes me feel like I feel like I've either been a dancer or I've done dancing, because I've just her figure is, she's like, it's so slender. Even when she's older, she's got a really good figure. She's what I call sort of you know, one of these graceful sort of like distinguished quite ladies, a bit like myself really. um uh she always dresses elegantly as well. Now I don't know if she's she feels like a mum to someone that's on here, but she's showing me us like as if her good self, as if you know, she's got really slim legs. She dresses immaculately. Her hair is immaculate. She is a bit darker as well in her hair, and I feel she would have liked it sort of swept back from her face as well. She's bringing me to my chest as well. So I don't know if there's if someone runs in a breast cancer condition. She I don't know if it's with her or somebody on the earth plane, but she's bringing me to my chest area. But it feels like, say, breast cancer. She's not a loud lady either. She's very sort of eloquent when she talks. She's a very warm lady as well. She just she oozes sort of, just, you know, one of these people that just ooze calm and just love and just really sense of peace around her. It's just nothing phases her. Nothing phases her. She just lets it all go overhead. But she's such a glamorous and elegant lady. So Chloe, this could be your great nan, or she would you under what and could be like your auntie. Okay, well just keep an ear out. Now this lady, she's showing me that I'll be sort of like probably near retirement age, but I just feel that she's showing me like her good, that she's fine, that she was tall. Oh, Rebecca, mum's dancer. She was tall, very glamorous, auntie passed breast cancer. That, Rebecca, sounds quite right. So your auntie passed with breast cancer, okay? Because I say she made me aware of breast cancer condition, but I didn't want to assume that it was her, but she was just talking about that. But the dancer and tall as well is what makes her stand out. Could you understand that she's also a lady that feels very sort of just calm, that she sort of like had a really lovely way about her. She wasn't nasty about anybody. She was quite a clever lady as well, as she feels. She's a very supportive lady as well. She doesn't have to shout and holler. She just feels like I will listen. I'll give him my advice as best as I can. There is a lot of heartache with her, though. I feel like she's, you know, when somebody puts on a face of like they've had lots going on in their life, and they just, but that elegance is their armor in a little bit. It's like nobody could really get to the bottom of her. She wouldn't always tell you what she's thinking. You wouldn't really know how she felt emotionally, because she just you know, she was more worried about what other people, you know, is everybody all right? Are you okay? But she felt deep but didn't show it. She's also talking about someone having a tattoo just on their right shoulder as well. I think it's the right shoulder. It's like, so I don't know, Rebecca, if this would make sense to you. Because I just feel like I've got like a little tattoo on my right shoulder. Now, she wasn't one for those. She wasn't one for those. But she's just making me aware. She said, would you understand as well, while she's saying that you've also had a heated argument with someone? Oh, loves, you're not all fighting this evening. But it feels like I've had a heated argument with someone. It's like something's come to a head. And it's like it's like something's been blown up out of proportion, and it's just like, you know, when something's festering over a long time, and then it's sort of like it comes to a head, and then it all has to come out in the open. She's making me feel that it's like you can't be or can't do something that you want to do. Okay, it just, would you understand feeling a bit stifled as well, Rebecca? As if like I feel like my light is being pushed out, as if, you know, there's like a controlled situation around you, or you're feeling a little bit like you're not yourself. But this is the feeling I'm getting, as if someone's stifling you a little bit. Does that make sense to you? She also understands as well. She said, you know, you've been looking for the spiritual path, and you've been on the spiritual path, and you've been dabbling in and out of it as well. And whether it just like, I don't know whether this is your mindset is changing. And when your mindset changes, the people that haven't changed with you all of a sudden look different to you, and you look different to them. All right. They can't always understand where you're coming from, because your whole awareness is changing about life, universe, and everything. And they are feeling a little bit frightened. This is the feeling I'm getting, is that they're feeling a little bit threatened by it, because it's like, oh, it's the unknown. What is all this that's going on? And they feel like you're going to leave them behind. And so they're acting up. All right. And also, she's saying that they're nitpicking at you. Pick, 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 like to try and undermine your confidence. Oh, it's rubbish. It's all this sort of stuff. So I don't know if that would make sense to you, darling. It's just, she's just showing me that it's like you're being chipped at, you know, not like a horrible comments, but like little niggles and things like that. That so if you can't do anything right. But she's saying you're such a strong-headed person. You're quite stubborn in your own way, and you will dig your heels in. But she's saying this is a time for you to reflect around you of how you can either bring them along with you, or sort of see their point of view, that it's to do with being a bit scared of what's how you're changing, and they can't understand it. Yeah, that's absolutely fine. You know, you have to be. But she's saying about take a leaf out of her book. Sometimes it's about just taking a breath, not letting it get to you too much, and just saying to yourself, you know what? They don't understand it, but it's fine. As long as I find out what I need to know, because half of the spiritual path is about seeing and loving people, even when we know that they are maybe batting up against us. Because when I said earlier about fear is a very low energy, and when we're feeling fearful, we're in that cold space, aren't we, where we start to act out and we start to sort of like get on the defensive. The spiritual path is about understanding that someone will do that, and then saying to yourself, right, okay, this is what's happening. And when you see that, you can then modify your own behavior to say, well, I understand that, but I see you with love. And but you mustn't give up your dreams, and you mustn't give up your path. But part of this is it. All right. She's also talking about someone with their leg as well. It's okay. She's showing me like a right leg. I feel like I've got a tattoo up the thigh. But I feel also I've got a problem with my knee. So I don't know if that makes sense. I feel like I've got quite a big tattoo up my thigh, but a problem with my knee, because she's just showing me like this right leg. And she just said to me, you couldn't get rid of your hiccups, or somebody could get rid of the hiccups. It was like constantly, like, so must have been recently had a bout where they've just been hiccuping, and it's like if I couldn't get I couldn't stop it for ages. Okay. There's also a dog around you as well. It looks like quite a small dog, and something that you'd have. It looks like it's got sort of quite longish fur, but like a one that's not. It's not. Doesn't look like a Chihuahua, but it looks a bit bigger than that. I'm not very good on dog breeds, I'm afraid. But it looks like it's sort of dark. It's like dark fur and like little bits of patches on it. It's got quite big pointy ears. So maybe it's like a long-haired Chihuahua or something. I don't know, but I just feel like this dog, and I've got it on my lap, and I just want to cuddle it. So I don't know if this is a dog that's been in spirit, because it's on my lap. It feels more like it's around you now. I don't know if that would make sense to you, but I've just got this little dog that's sitting on my lap. Sometimes it could be that you're thinking about getting one as well, because usually when I see spirit dogs, they're on the floor. So if they're on, so if it's here, it usually is higher up on my lap or at my eye level, because it feels like you really like this is like a real cuddle, when you want to cuddle and comfort, and you want comfort from this dog. It just feels a bit like that. This lady's calling you quite sparky. She said you're quite a sparky young lady, and it's just the frustration with you at the minute. That's what's getting to you to the most, is a frustration, is that you feel a little bit stuck. And you're a person that likes to move on, you like to move forward, and you like to be doing things. And at the moment, you don't feel like you're doing what you should be doing. She's saying that there is another pathway opening up for you. So whether this is a job change or something you're looking into, like to split off from where you are, it might be in the same job but different department, or slightly different job. But it feels like this is what's in my mind at the moment, that there is a different pathway open to you. But don't rush into it unless you're 100% sure. Okay. I'm just going to leave it there. Please take her love, Rebecca. She's a lovely lady. She just, when you and any of you with your spirit people, sometimes energy comes through for a reason. We mightn't always know the person very well. It might be like nans and granddads or something, but something about their personality, they come through, not just to just give you the message, but it's something from that person you can take with their energy. So if you feel where, you know, you feel stuck, or you feel like, you know, like angry, and you know that there's someone in spirit that would be calm and be your safe space, put your thoughts out to them. Imagine it's sort of like I said earlier, like with the beautiful golden light of the source, and your beautiful white light traveling to them. Bring their energy field into you and just sit for 5 minutes. What would you do? What would you say to me? How would you be like? You know, what would you do? And just allow the energy to blend with yours to calm you and maybe see a different perspective. Because sometimes, when I said it, like when we feel stuck, we don't know a way out, there's always some solution. It's just maybe not the one you expected. But thank you for being with me this evening online. Thank you so much for participating. I'm so sorry I couldn't get round to you know, so many people. There's lots of them on there, but lots of healing and love to you all. And good night, everybody. And you know, remember your power. Thank you.
Oh, God bless, Stacie. Thank you so much. What a lovely evening.
You're welcome.
As you say, we can't get around to everyone. We do have Frank's cards coming up shortly, and then we'll come back to you for a closing prayer, if that's all right.
Yeah, lovely.
Perfect. Well, what a lovely evening there with Stacie. Good evening, everyone online. Thanks for joining us tonight. As we say, we can't get round to everyone in a Sunday evening, but that's why Frank from our church draws 3 animal cards each week. Each card is marked with a crystal, so tune into the crystal that you're drawn to. And this is just an uplifting thought and message for the week ahead. So let's see what Frank has for us this week.
Good evening. Our first crystal this evening is the amethyst, and with that goes the card for the rabbit. The rabbit is all about love, and that love is the greatest gift of all. Rabbits, often associated with love and tenderness, offer profound spiritual teaching beyond their cuddly appearance. On a spiritual level, rabbits remind us of the importance of nurturing relationships with love and kindness. They demonstrate the beauty of gentle connections and the power of nurturing bonds with those around us. The rabbit teaches us to approach life with an open heart, embracing love and compassion as guiding principles. By embodying these qualities, symbolised by the rabbit, you can cultivate a deeper connection with others, approaching life with kindness and a loving heart. And the rabbit says, love flows freely through you. You are open to giving and receiving love in all its forms. You choose love over fear, knowing that love is the most powerful force in the universe. And our second crystal is the rose quartz. With that, we have the card for the wolf. The wolf is all about wisdom, wildness, and it knows more than you think. With his keen senses and deep intuition, wolves navigate the wilderness with precision and grace. By serving as guides in the journey of life, wolves can teach you to trust your inner knowing, embrace your instincts, and navigate life's challenges with courage, adaptability, and a fierce determination to succeed. The instinctive wisdom symbolised by the wolf provides insight that can go beyond logical reasoning. When faced with difficult decisions or uncertain situations, tapping into your own institutional wisdom can offer clarity and guidance, helping you to make choices that align with your deepest values and desires. And the wolf asks you trust your instincts to guide you towards what is best for you, and stay connected to your inner wisdom and trust its guidance. Your intuition is a valuable tool. Listen to it with openness and trust. And our third crystal is the citrine. And with that goes the card for the bear. The bear is about healing and nurturing, and emphasising that it takes time, practice and love to achieve this. Bears symbolise healing and transformation, with their ability to hibernate and emerge renewed in the spring. They point to the necessity of going inward and connecting with your own inner wisdom. They remind you that healing is a natural process and that sometimes you need to retreat and take some time in order to emerge stronger and more resilient. The bear reveals that self-care means nurturing our physical, emotion and spiritual well-being. With their strong maternal instincts, bears teach us to prioritise our own needs and to cultivate a sense of inner balance and harmony within us. They encourage us to embrace rest and relaxation and allow ourselves time to recharge and rejuvenate so that we can show up fully ready for ourselves and others. The bear says you are worthy of love and care, and prioritising your own well-being. Embrace the healing journey with compassion and patience. Listen to your body and its needs and nurture yourself with kindness. 3 good cards there tonight, all very much about love and caring and being patient and understanding. All good advice. Thank you for listening.
Lovely. Thank you, Frank. Okay, friends, let's bring tonight's service to a close. We'll go back to Stacie for a closing prayer, and then I'll play the closing Vesper, Grant Us Thy Peace. Thank you, Stacie.
You're very welcome. So if everybody just like to take that moment that I mentioned earlier, maybe just take a breath and close your eyes while I do the closing prayer. Dear Father, Divine Spirit, I thank all of those that have worked with me from the world of spirit, my guides, inspirers and helpers, and of course your loved ones that have come through this evening to give their messages to you of love, upliftment, and of course the evidence that they're not really have died, but it's just that their energy lives on in a different vibration. Remember, they're always with you, and the connections that you make on the earth and in spirit, they're the things that keep us in love, in harmony, and of course comforted that we're all one and we're all together and connected as a society. Never feel alone. Always know that they're looking out for you and that they're just a thought and a heartbeat away. You just think about them and it'll bring the energy closer to you. So thank you so much, everybody, for working with me this evening, because without you here, Spirit wouldn't come through, be able to give their messages to you. It's a privilege for me to work with Spirit in this way. So take care, everybody. God bless you all. Until we meet again, friends. Good night and God bless. Amen.
Well, a very big thank you to Stacie Frost for taking our service tonight online. Lovely evening, and always good to have you with us, Stacie. So thank you. Thank you also to our medium in church tonight. That was Simon Coote. I hope you had a good evening in church, Simon. Thank you to Donna for chairing in church tonight. Thank you to Peter for the Bible reading. And thank you to Frank for the cards at the end. Thank you all for joining us online and participating in the service and commenting. It's great to have you with us. We'll be back next Sunday, so I hope you have a great week ahead, and we'll see you next week at 6:30 again. Good night and take care.